ever since I left the city.
It was none other than Mr. Toronto himself, Drizzy Drake. Drake's new album, Views from the Six, sold over 600,000 copies on its first day alone. Stay tuned. At the top of the hour, you may be able to win a pair of tickets to the Summer 16 concert tour featuring Drake and Future.
Was a Coke. I'm no longer thirsty. You're so out of here. Coca-Cola, open happiness.
Beyonce has done it again with the release of her sixth album, Lemonade. But she has everyone wondering, who is the Becky with the good hair? If you think you may know who Becky is, hit us up on Twitter with your thoughts. Right now, here's Beyonce with Formation. Once again, that was Beyonce with Formation. This is Jay here. When we come back, we're going to discuss the great debate, Tidal versus Apple Music. But first, here is your weather from WWavy TV 10, sponsored by Value City, where you can get your look for less. All right, we're back here. We're going to be now discussing the great debate, Tidal versus Apple Music. Right now, I'm joined by a music aficionado, Mr. Anthony McBarnett. He is a student at Hampton University. I am also joined by Miss Carla Ford, who actually works at WHOV 88.1 Hampton University.
What's going on, y'all? Hey,
Thank you guys for joining us right now. And I first want to start off by asking you, Tidal versus Apple Music. Which one?
Apple, just because Drake's album's on Apple right now. So, Apple.
I'm going to have to disagree and go with Tidal just because it's, it's more content on Tidal. You have music videos, movies. Beyonce just dropped her visual album, so I think Tidal gives you a wider array of options.
In which ways do you think the other company has a leg up over the other?
I would say Tidal just because of the reason I just gave. They just have more content on there. Like they have TV shows and movies and concerts up there too. Like Lil Wayne and 2 Chainz were in Atlanta, and they did a Cali Grove tour, and that was on Tidal Music along with Kanye West. Yeezy Season 3 was also on Tidal Music. So I just think they give you more options, and it's, more entertaining than Apple Music, which was just strictly music. And not as much content on there.
I just think the brand Apple is so widely known versus Tidal, so I think it pays more. It pays within itself. People want to pay for Apple. I mean, people go out buy phones just because it's Apple. People buy laptops just because it's Apple. So why not buy Apple Music because it's Apple?
So for you, Carla, working in the radio industry, how do you feel like streaming has affected the radio industry as a whole?
I think the internet overall has affected the radio industry just because radio was such a monumental tool to music. In the music industry, people gather around the radio to hear the new release of an artist's new song or a whole album. And now all you got to do is just go online and go listen to it. You don't have to listen to it. You don't have to wait for a DJ to announce it. You can just go type it up online and just listen to it right there when you want to and however you want to. So I think streaming music affects the business side of radio, but I think that feeling of listening to music on the radio is still there with a lot of people.
I'm personally a Tidal fan just because it's that exclusive content is way better than paying for Apple Music, just like you were talking about, Anthony. How do you feel? How do you think these are going to change the record label games in regards to streaming? Because Tidal is all about giving back to the artist. So how do you think it's going to help or hinder the record industry?
I think that you're going to see a lot more artists go independent now because of the streaming. And, usually before streaming and before the internet and all these leaks came out, you needed a record label to push your album or give you. Now you don't need that. I can go straight to Tidal, get signed as an artist, and release my content through Tidal or Apple Music. All I need is a fan base to follow me. I don't need a record label to do those things for me anymore.
I think a lot of record labels, as Anthony said, there's no need for them. I mean, now artists are using themselves as their marketing purposes. So record labels were also big for marketing, like putting out the content, how people got it. So I think that with the evolution of social media, you really don't need a whole marketing team that a record label will provide for you.
Absolutely.
So you are literally your own team because you have the instant access all at the tip of your fingers. So It's gonna be interesting to see how music is used in the next couple years.
I would like to thank you guys for joining me today in this great debate, Tidal versus Apple Music. And if you will have the hottest hits from Future, Sierra, and The Weeknd.